the ANC in Gauteng. A very good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
A very good morning to all of you.
Well, let us start by asking you, what do you think does the ANC seek to achieve to come out of this policy conference?
Well, firstly, we are reviewing our policies. We do that every 5 years to look at whether we need to introduce anything new. My sense is that a lot of our policies are still relevant. And the question is, once we review some of them, we need to look at issues of implementation. I think many delegates were raising that the ANC has got a lot of good policies. We just need to ensure that we implement. We're also focusing on how do we make ANC a vibrant organization that reconnects with the people. As you know, that the diagnosis by the SG did indicate that all is not well in the African National Congress. So we need to fix things. We need to make sure that we deal with all the negative things, issues of slate politics, factionalism. And I think the delegates are prepared to ensure that those tendencies are rooted out so that the ANC can reconnect properly with the people, reclaim its moral integrity, and make sure that it wins back the confidence of South Africans.
And looking at the issue of white monopoly capital, are the delegates in agreement that white monopoly capital is indeed a problem and should be dealt with?
Well, the issue of monopoly capital is a debate in the commissions. You will probably recall that this debate does not come from strategy and tactics of the ANC. It's not there. Because sometimes when we raise it, people think that we're not clear about what we are saying. In 2007 in Polokwane, when the ANC debated the issue of monopoly capital, it did away with suggestions of white monopoly capital. But other comrades are bringing it back for reasons known to themselves. We said, fine, let's debate it. But the good thing is that everybody agrees that the primary enemy of the National Democratic Revolution is monopoly capital. Now, whether you want to emphasize the white monopoly capital as some comrades are doing is what is being debated. But there is no disagreement that monopolies by their very nature are not good for the economy, whether black or white. But there are those that are saying, well, those who own the economy currently are predominantly white, so you need to emphasize that. But we are debating it. We'll see what we come up with by Tuesday.
Well, white monopoly capital has taken the spotlight, and something else that has been talked about rather much is the radical economic transformation. I would just like to know your stance on radical economic transformation.
I think on that one, there's a, I think, overwhelming agreement. You'll recall that we actually adopted that in Mangaung already. In fact, if you look at the resolutions of the Gauteng Conference of 2014, you'll find those formulations: radical economic and social transformation. Even in the Gauteng government, you have transformation, modernization, and reindustrialization. Those things stem from that. Because what we are saying by radical economic transformation is that we need to do things that are not ordinary. We need to break monopolies. We need to change the structure of the South African economy, bring more black people into the center of the economy, build black industrialists, support small, medium enterprises, create financing institutions that make sure that more entrepreneurs can start their businesses. So we are pushing for radical economic transformation. We think that where we are currently in our country, we need extraordinary measures of intervention to grow the economy, create jobs, get particularly more young people into employment. And those are the things that we will be debating in the Economic Transformation Commission on Monday.
And just in conclusion, looking at today's commission specifically about strategy, tactics, organizational renewal, what are some of the recommendations or resolutions that are coming in as a Gauteng province?
Well, as Gauteng, on strategy and tactics, in the main, we reaffirm the character of the South African society, the goals of the NDR, as building a non-racial, non-sexist, democratic and prosperous society. We think that formulation is correct. That's what we must strive for. Our argument is that the ANC is not an anti-white party. The ANC is against white domination. And those that are the things that we are clarifying there. But with strategy and tactics, we need to look far beyond. Because as we de-racialize the economy, more black people are coming into the economy. Some of them are going to end up in monopolies. And that's why our view that when you suggest that the problem is white monopoly capital, you get distracted from the real challenges of monopoly capital. Because once the economy is de-racialized, how are you going to frame it in the next 10, 20 years? Because strategy and tactics is not just for today. It looks at years ahead. You'll recall that before we had this strategy and tactics, we were working on the strategy and tactics of 1969 Morogoro. That looked for many years ahead. But anyway, it's a vibrant debate. I like it. I think that's what is good in the ANC. There is a battle of ideas.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to thank you for joining us in studio. We do know that you have other engagements to get to. So thank you so much to Paul Mashatile joining us here in studio and giving us his views on some of the main issues that are being discussed here at the ANC Policy Conference at Nazareth.